Welcome to PredWings Podcast, where Smashville and Hockeytown collide. And now your hosts, Rhett and Ron White and D-Law Dan Lawless. Welcome to PredWings Podcast. We've reached that magical 100. We made it. And you can get us on our social media. Yeah. You can get us on our social media, PredWings Podcast, Facebook, Instagram, and X, and YouTube. We're at PredWings Pod. And listen and follow us on Podbean. And email is predwingspodcast@gmail.com. But getting back to real quick for our 100th episode, season 4 now here, and it's been one heck of a wild ride. So we're going to be looking back on the first 100 episodes a little bit later in the show. But first of all, let's head right into the Beer League Minute. So we had our last regular season game, the fall season. It's 10 game season, and everybody gets a playoff game. Obviously, the top 4 is like that's what you want to be, the top 4. But we did finish with a win, 7-3. We actually played the same team that we played in the first week because of the number of teams. So we got lucky draw with that. Kind of like our brother team or sister team or whatever, kind of like a lot of the guys they kind of split up. We're on the team, and then they kind of like we got so many players, we kind of split off. So it's kind of like the same team but a different team. So, but we ended up winning 7-3. The one guy scored all 3 of their goals. Probably should have had those, but so we ended up finishing in 7th because in our team, if the team ahead of us would have lost, we could have moved up to 6th because we got the tiebreaker with them. But so it's just a matter of playing at 9:40 or 9:20, I think it was. So we draw the 9:40 game. We ended up 5-5 in the 10th game in the 10-game season. So. I don't know. I guess 500 isn't bad. I mean, the Predators would take that, I think, at this point. But that's all I got for the Beer League Minute, and we'll have a playoff game next week.
Well, can't wait to hear how that goes.
Just short week for the Wings and Preds. I think we both have 3 games.
Yeah, and the Wings are the same result again. It's just
I actually seen a couple of their games, so I can add a little in with that into your recap.
Which games did you happen to see? Just curious.
Boston and a little bit of the Ottawa, although the Preds were playing the same time Ottawa, so I mostly saw a lot of the Boston game. I just wanted to mention
the end of it by any chance, just so you'll know when I get there.
Oh, I remember seeing the review. That might have been early, though.
No, it wasn't that.
Outside review. I don't know. They called it no goal on the ice, I believe, or did they call it a goal? I don't remember. It was actually it was actually a Wings power play goal, but I mean, it just looked.
No, it was not a goal. They
waved it off because it was in Boston. To me, looking on the review, they kept showing the review, the replay of it, and it just looked inconclusive. And I believe, on the ice, they called it a goal. And it just looked inconclusive. I mean, yeah, it did. The one angle did look like he was outside. I mean, he probably was outside, but as far as
if you call it on the ice,
as far as the review,
there should be a timer. You get 45 seconds. If you can't make a decision in 45 seconds, then it's not conclusive.
Yeah, and that's the whole point. Is they call it. I mean, it looked inconclusive, and they called it a goal on the ice, and they ended up reversing it. And I think if it was in Detroit, it would have been upheld.
Even on the flip side, I don't think that, but even on the flip side, even if they called it no goal from the get-go and then they challenged it and they stuck to no goal because it was that inconclusive, I'm okay with that. But you have to draw a line somewhere. We're not taking, a Harvard Law School exam. It's, you're looking to see if a play was legitimately onside or offside. If it was legitimately a goal or no goal, those are the things you're looking to see. If it's not legitimate and it's not immediately seen, then it is inconclusive. That is just my opinion.
Yeah, I didn't mean to hijack your thing, but just real quick, I don't know, with technology and everything, I mean, obviously you don't want to have lasers, going off, but maybe they should, so there's some way they can put a laser somehow on the blue line and kind of I don't know how you would work that though. It would have to be so you can tell if it's, I don't know. Maybe I'm grasping this. Maybe that's so stupid. I don't know.
No, I actually think I read something or heard something. I don't remember which. That they had talked about putting sensors in the players' skates, but they were concerned that because players take so many shots to the feet, that they would just be breaking sensors like crazy.
But then it might go off and the puck is not in the zone. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't. I guess you just go back to the old days, and they used to have to call, and they didn't have review back then, and it worked fine.
Well, maybe it didn't. That's what they're trying to say.
Well, yeah, maybe, but
who knows?
But anyway, finish with your review. As I didn't mean to.
Now I'm going to make it quick because I know we've got a lot of fun stuff later on in the show. But the Red Wings dropped this game, and I think that there was a missed call in Boston. Now, a good buddy of mine is a huge Boston fan. Watched the game, and he even said that was an awful non-call. But I forget who had it for Detroit. Maybe Raymond. I don't remember who had the puck. Was coming around the backside of the Wings net, and Pasternak literally grabs him and spins him to the ground. No call. Everyone's looking around. Even the Boston players stop.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I did. Yeah, I remember seeing. And I was like,
ended up scoring, and everyone was like, "Wait a minute, that you didn't call that?" I mean, Ray Charles saw it. So, yeah, that was bad. But here's the thing. Good teams don't leave it up to the referees to win games. And Detroit gave up another power play goal to Justin Brazeau. So that the woes continue for their penalty kill. I don't know I don't know what's going on, but it's a train wreck. Just an absolute train wreck. So next we'll bring Ottawa. Wait a second. We lost again. Another game, another loss. Josh Norris came out and just owned Detroit. On the bright side, the power play did get going again with DeBrincat, and it's nice to see some more power play goals. It would be nice if our special teams did more. But yeah, Detroit dropped this one in Ottawa 2-1. Just they looked lost, lazy. I don't even know how else to describe it. They look like they're just waiting for some switch to turn on. They're going to get better. So I think the effort just doesn't look like it's there. And I don't know. I mean, you got to obviously blame the players, but is there something more that the coach can be doing? Because the Wings just can't go into these deep, long losing streaks because they're so hard to dig out of now, especially after Thanksgiving. It's just, it's a rat race at this point. And I know everyone's like, you're only like 3 games out. Yeah, you get in that losing streak. Now you're 4 games out. Now you're 5 games out. You might steal a couple here and there, but the consistency on the Wings just has to get better. And I don't want to hear like, they're a growing team and they're playing, a Colorado powerhouse who came to Detroit this past, what was it, Saturday, and they beat us 2-1. Here we go, 3 games played, 3 losses in a row. They just they're getting to a point where it's going to be very difficult to come back and make something in the season. And I know we're not out of it yet. I know there's still time. I know there's still an opportunity, but it's time to start like turning it up here. They got to dig down and find it. Cal McCarr, his goal of the night, gave him, it's his 9th of the season, but it was another power play goal. I don't understand why the Wings can't go 1 game without giving up a power play goal. I don't know what's broken, but it needs to be fixed. They need to figure it out. If they need to put speed out there, then they find the fastest players and put them out there. It doesn't even matter what lineup it is. Just put them out there. They have to find whatever it is. And I don't know. D-Law, what do you think about all of it? I mean, we talk about this every single week about the power play goals that just keep happening. It's like they never end.
Well,
I mean, how do you fix something like that?
I don't know. Don't take penalties. I mean,
ideally,
that's how. I mean, obviously, some of those were like it shouldn't have been called. And
but again, you can't leave it up to the refs. Like penalty kill is going to happen at some point.
I don't know. I don't even. I don't have an answer with the Predators. I don't know what the answer is for any other teams. I don't. I don't know. I mean, at least
Malone's got to be the fall guy.
At least their power play is doing something.
Well, one
more than the Predators' power play.
But I will say, on a bright spot, the one guy that really stands out each game, we talk about him almost every week, is Lucas Raymond. I think he's a huge bright spot right now because he's young, just got himself a nice contract, and he's living up to it at this point. I mean, the kid's playing great hockey. He's not just scoring goals, but he's providing awesome opportunities for other people to score goals. That's why he's leading the team with points. I mean, Raymond right now has 28 points. The next closest to him is Alex DeBrincat, who has 11 goals to Lucas Raymond's 10 and 22 points. And then you've got Dylan Larkin, the captain, who is, 21 points with 12 goals. So he's leading with goals. But, sneaking into, and this is where I'm kind of concerned. We go from 21 points down to 13. Like there's nobody in between, not one. And that person is Moritz Seider, which I'm happy because he's obviously got himself a nice contract, young player. But I mean, you've got guys like Patrick Kane, Vladimir Tarasenko, Andrew Kopp, who is supposed to come in and help us score goals. I am happy with Marco Kasper. I think he's coming up, and I think he just needs a little bit of time. But like Justin Hall, he's nowhere to be found. Christian Fisher, nowhere to be found. We need some more. We need that secondary scoring. We don't have it. I thought we had it early on. It started out, seemed like they were gonna have a pretty decent season. Like thought they were gonna mount to something maybe this season, but still early. Got to be optimistic. They can definitely dig out of the rut, circle the bandwagon, and.
Do they get a new the penalty killing coach or whatever? Because
no,
I mean,
nothing. No moves have happened
before the Boston game. The Red Wings have allowed 24 power play goals. this in the season.
Yeah, they're the worst in the league.
So I mean, and it's gone down. I
The
don't
bottom
know.
of the league by the long shot.
I'm not sure how many power play goals. I think they gave at least one against Boston. I think there was 2 power play goals if I remember, and I don't know how many they gave up against Ottawa and Colorado. So, they're gonna have to make a change. I don't know if it's just the coaching I don't know if it's just execution on the ice or not getting the bounces or goaltending. I don't. They seem to do a good job. They were doing a good job early before Boston got the power play goals.
No,
clearing the
it's
puck.
not the goaltending. The goaltending isn't our issue. It might appear that way on the surface, but it's just it's not. That's not our biggest need. I mean, we're not competing against, like, the compete level hasn't gone up. Like, I appreciate where we are. I truly do, because we've got a lot of growth. We've got a lot of good guys in the AHL, which are, the Griffins are having a hell of a year. And, it's exciting to know what's coming up the pipeline, but we're just not making that progress with what we have. So, and it just, I'm glad we didn't long-term sign Kane and some of these guys, but, I do think that the upcoming few years for Detroit, we will start to see a momentum shift with some of these young guys coming up. I do feel that that's going to happen here soon, but we just got to ride it out. That's all we can do. Ride it out, hope for the best, steal a few wins, and maybe sneak into the playoffs. I'm okay with that.
It's just,
see, how do the Predators do? How is their penalty kill? Like, they don't seem to be as bad from what I see.
Their penalty killing is number 1. Let's see real quick if it's still. Yep, they're still number 1 at 80. It went down a little bit, 87.9%. The Rangers 85%, and they're not having a good year. Well, they're 9 points better than the Rangers, but it's just on the flip side, it's kind of like the totally opposite. The Devils. The Red Wings. The Red Wings power play did slip to 6, so they were 4th. But the Predators power play is just they are. They're not dead last. Where are they? They're 20th. So I mean, it definitely could be better, and it's probably the difference of winning games and losing games. Especially last week when they had that 5-minute major, but. They go on this 3-game. I don't know if you're done with your recaps. I think I can kind of jump in the
run with Pred. You're rolling it flowed. Go with it, man.
They had three games, 3-game road trip. Canadian, Toronto, Montreal, Ottawa.
I just hope we can win a game.
They did a bit of traveling, eh?
Well, I don't know why they didn't go to Toronto, Ottawa, then Montreal. It's like go Toronto, Montreal, then back to Ottawa. But I don't know. But in any case, I don't know. 3 losses. They actually had a lead. O'Reilly got injured in Toronto. He actually had family because he's from Toronto area. He had a lot of family in town for this, but he got injured. He's week to week now. So that's another huge loss. I mean, they're already not scoring. I mean, they're getting shots, so I can't say. I mean, 24 shots against Toronto, 29 shots against Montreal, and they couldn't score. I mean, they got shut out 3-0 in that game. 38 shots against Ottawa, and they might as well got shut out because they didn't score until.
Holy God, they're getting a lot of shots.
They didn't score until like 18:03, the third period. I think that would have been. Almost the end of the game. I think that if I'm reading the score, like time right, 18:03, the third period would be late, right? Yeah, that would be with like 2 minutes left. It was early.
Keep score, aren't you a scorekeeper?
Yeah, well, I don't do elapsed time when I'm scoring
for you.
Well, I don't do elapsed time because I probably could, but because I just write down whatever the clock is. But NHL, they go by like 18. Yeah, it was late in the third period. So, 3 games in Toronto.
The Montreal game. Did you talk about the shorty?
I just, I don't know. I just that their power play. I mean, I think that was a
power play is like our penalty kill.
I mean, you can't even. It was but I think it was a breakaway. I mean, it's just like you can't even fault the goaltender. I believe actually Montreal game. I think Noonan, and then I think that's how you say his name.
Yeah, kid from Colorado.
Yeah. And actually, his nickname is Juice too. But they have to. They're got to make another name.
Why not Juice and Juicy?
Juice too. They're kind of. No, I think they're going to call him Nooner.
Apple juice.
I don't know if they want. I don't know. They mentioned Nooner, but I don't know. But anyway,
but you're still gonna answer to Juice, though. I mean, that's
grew up being called. I don't know.
And then hey, Juice is probably an answer.
He's actually more, I guess, Juice, because his name is Justus. No, I can't remember his name. Justus. That sounds more like Juice than UC. Unless he actually pronounce the name Juicy, so instead of UC Saros. But in any case, again, they should have won against Montreal. Montreal's struggling; they can't even score a goal. And they had who the heck was in there? I don't remember now. But I mean, and the power play I can't remember exactly how it happened. It was a turnover, but there's just no way they should give up a breakaway shorthanded, give up a shorthanded breakaway.
You can't,
and you can't even fault the goaltender for that goal. I mean, it was
a Noonan,
and yeah, and I didn't get to see the Ottawa game, and thank God I didn't. Allmark was in net for Ottawa. I mean. I don't know. I believe.
Was there sour grapes for that?
I don't remember. I don't remember if it was a Toronto game.
For you guys, at least there were no there was no special teams, anything in this game. So your penalty kill is perfect, and you didn't score anything on any power play.
I think it was either the Toronto or the Montreal game. I'm thinking it was a Montreal game. The Preds get called for a penalty, and it was not a penalty. It should have been a penalty on Montreal. The guy holds his stick. Predators guy, I don't remember what it was. He gets a holding the stick penalty, but the Montreal guy is the one that's holding the stick. He clamped down on the stick with his arm. They call it the chicken wing. It's just like, why don't they call that? I mean,
I hate it. I hate the chicken wing.
It's just,
I hate it.
Or it's just, I mean, I don't like coincidental penalties unless it's like, roughings and stuff like that. And I mean, in this case, if you take him, you got to take the other guy, or you just don't take the Predator because he technically wasn't holding him. He didn't hold a stick. He's the one that had his stick held. So I believe it happened against Montreal. But it might have been Toronto, but I'm pretty sure it was Montreal. I don't even remember who it was now. So I mean, Matthews, he's back. Luckily, it wasn't his return. He did score in his return. I don't remember what team who he played against, but he actually, I think he had a goal against the Predators and Marner, and I don't know. I don't know what the answer is to the Predators. I mean, Forsberg, 9 goals, 28 games. That's really not that. I mean, his player, his caliber probably should have more in 20 games.
You know what? You guys are still goons.
Stamkos and Yossi with 7 goals. Nyquist has 6, and I mean, O'Reilly's got 5.
I like to see Nyquist have a good season.
Marchessault's got 5. Actually, I think it was Nyquist. It was the one that had this. It got the penalty, if I remember.
Oh, was it?
I almost want to say he did. I almost think it was him, or was it? Oh no, maybe it was Stamkos. But I don't know. But I mean, you look down and look at all these scorers. I mean, 28 games and they got 5 and 7 goals and 9 goals, and then you compare it to the NHL, and let's see, the leader has 19 goals. Sam Reinhart, is that right? He's a leader. 19 goals in 27 games. Draisaitl, 19 goals in 26 games. I don't know. I don't know.
But you know what, though? One thing that I do love about watching the Predators play is they're not afraid to lay the body. They're not afraid to fight. They're not afraid to, to get to the dirty areas. Like, they're a gritty team, and I appreciate that. What are you, cashing out?
Oh, I think I just hit the wrong button.
Yeah, I was hitting the right
moron.
Well, anyway, I mean, that's all I got to say about the Predators. I just don't
Hang
know.
on, let's play this little clip here.
Stops up with some rights and then he scores the takedown.
That was a good tilt.
Talked to Travis Green a little bit this morning about Ostapchuk.
That was a good tilt.
Who the heck?
I wonder how many fights Cole Smith has.
Probably not that many.
He's not a fighter.
I don't remember him. I don't think he is. I don't know. Somebody's got to do something.
Still fighting.
Somebody on that team's got to do something, and preferably put the puck in the net. I mean, I don't know. I mean, when you score 3 goals in 3 games and give up 9 goals in 3 games, which 3 goals a game, you can't fault the goaltending, and especially some of those goals weren't even their fault. It's that the defense. I don't break 2-on-1s and what. Yeah, I don't know. I don't.
He's only got the one.
I don't know. I don't know the answer.
They got to start finding a way to put the puck in the net. I mean, they're getting the shots. They usually make high quality shots, and they need to get more traffic in front of the net. They need like a cleanup guy out front.
And Marchessault is like complaining because he's always getting switched on lines.
Yeah,
it's like he says he's like I don't know. I was supposed to be with this guy, and now in this line I'm with this guy, and it's like.
So he's saying they build chemistry. That's what he's saying.
Well, coach, it's obviously not working, so you have to switch it up.
I mean, Patrick Kane, he's been on 3 different lines.
Good coaches will switch lines up to try to get try to find something.
Yeah, to find an advantage to exploit something.
If you don't like to keep switching lines, well, maybe you should put the puck in the net. You got 5 goals in 28 games. I mean,
your brother.
I don't know. I mean, 61 goals and 61 goals 4, and that's actually Chicago actually has more goals. That's the fewest goals in the division.
Ooh-wee.
Winnipeg's got 103 goals, and let's see. Actually, the Predators have the least goals in the Western Conference because even Anaheim's got 1 more goal, 62. Let's see. Actually, even the East has more goals. Detroit scored 67 goals, and and they got the least amount of goals in the East. So
That doesn't surprise me one bit.
Predators got the worst offense in the league. They've scored the least amount of goals.
How many do they have?
61.
Ooh.
61.
And
they did
next with 67.
No, Anaheim was 62.
Oh.
And the Predators allowed 88 goals. Let's see, Detroit's allowed 83, but they're minus 16. Detroit, and Nashville is minus 27 in differential. And the Predators actually had the least amount of wins with 7. Even Chicago has more wins, but Predators had 2 more points because of the overtime crap. So I don't know. I guess we're looking at a draft lottery, but they probably won't get. Somehow, freaking Edmonton will probably get the number 1 pick. They've already got it. They'll probably give it to Edmonton, and they're not even in the draft lottery. But anyway, let's move on because we got some interesting stuff going on. I know you're probably not keen on this one. With their contracts, they finally signed him. He's not. Even though the Rangers aren't doing all that great. 8-year, $92 million contract.
Yeah, but what else did the Rangers do?
Let's see. They're sitting 4th, so I guess they're not doing too bad. And they also traded.
Here it comes.
Trouba for Vakanainen. To go into the Ducks. They're both defensemen, I believe.
I want to know what made Trouba flip. Because he preached this whole thing about how he wants to be a part of, he wants to be around for his wife while she's in school and doesn't want to leave New York. And
maybe he didn't have a choice. Did he have a trade?
No, he did. He had a.
Maybe he's sick of New York.
He blocked like everything.
Huh.
Detroit was going to make a run at him, like really aggressively making a run at him.
I'm also hearing rumors that the Rangers are going to try to get Brady Tkachuk.
Oh, are they?
Oh, I don't know. But real quick, let's see. I already talked about O'Reilly injured. Ovechkin is actually skating lightly, and he's just 2 weeks after he fractured his leg. Skating 2 weeks after he fractured a leg. I know it's a leg, and of course he obviously last year remember talking about fracturing my elbow. Actually, yeah, multiple bones in that, and I didn't even start skating until like 5 months after. I mean, obviously they got a lot better thing, but could you imagine skating, let alone walking? I mean. 2 weeks out, and it's his leg. I mean,
yeah, no, that's
just. I mean, I'm just surprised. He's walking on it. He's serious skating. I mean, obviously, it's no contact, but he's still putting the boot on. He's putting the skate on it, and it's definitely more than walking on it. So. Probably maybe we'll see him back in the lineup sooner than we thought.
He's going for that record, man. He wants it.
Well, he's only 26. So, and one more injury. I think that's the only other injury. Mrazek, year-old guy in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually on IR with a groin injury. Didn't he have a groin injury in Detroit?
He was, I mean, nothing terrible, but.
So it sounds like he's got a little issue with that. So that's all the injuries for that. I think there's only a really slow week for suspensions or fines. Jeff Skinner for embellishment against the Rangers, $2,000 fine. So that was his second offense because the first is a warning. And then the second is a 2,000, and then I think it goes up like 4,000 or 5,000, depending on third and fourth offense. I saw a video clip of it, and it really didn't look that bad. I mean, it sure looked like a penalty. I mean, it didn't look like you flopped. So I don't know. I mean, I just saw real quick when I was looking at it, but that's all we got for that. So let's see. Just real quick before we get into our clips, the PredWings 10, a couple surprises. I just got Florida #1, Toronto, Washington, New Jersey. I got Vegas. I actually got Minnesota in there now. They came out of nowhere. LA, they're on a 5-game winning streak. Dallas, Winnipeg, I got dropping down to 9 just because there's a lot of all those teams are pretty good, and then Boston, I actually got them staying in because they've had a couple good wins. So I got Carolina, Tampa Bay, and Buffalo dropping out, and I was praising Buffalo real good last week, and then they go on a 6-game losing streak. So maybe I shouldn't talk about Buffalo. But that's my PredWings.
They can spark it.
And I don't have a team of the week this week. Other than I would probably give it to LA. I saw a couple of their games; they look pretty good. They're on a 5-game winning streak right now. I think that's the most in the league. Yeah,
I just want to highlight a couple of teams.
Boston on a 4-game winning streak. So the Kings, the Kings would be my team of the week. They're on a 5-game winning streak.
Yeah, Yeah, the Kings are, they're climbing back into it. There's no doubt about that. But Vegas, they're on a hot streak right now. They've got a 3-game win streak. You got to count them in. Obviously Winnipeg, they're slipping. They're coming back to reality. But like you were saying, Washington, they're my #1 pick right now for the hot team. They've got 2 wins. They're still finding ways to win without Ovechkin. And when he comes back to the lineup, he's just going to make, the team that much more better. I mean, he's a huge element of that offense, and what he can do from that circle is just incredible. So yeah, Washington is my pick. I'm not going to go through all 10 tonight for time's sake, but I think the Kings are definitely a team to keep an eye on with a 5-game win streak, but Washington's still my team of the week.
And they're actually tied 3-way tie for first in the NHL. Washington, Minnesota, and Winnipeg. So that's why I had to put them up there. Although, I mean, I had Florida at first just because they look pretty good in their games. There's a couple that I think they actually came from behind, and but anyway, let's see. Let's actually, before we could jump into our clips, looking back, just real quick go through our weekly picks. So let's see.
Yeah, I
was right on the Toronto, Ottawa.
Of course you were.
And actually you were too. And we both got Montreal wrong. And then on the Detroit side, we were both wrong on Boston. I was right on Ottawa, Colorado. You were wrong on Ottawa and right on Colorado. So that leads us into Calgary. Let's see.
Where do you want to start? Which side do you want to start with? Preds or Wings? Just so I know who we're talking, because we'll.
The Preds. Let's see. Calgary, they got coming up. They're going to lose that game. Calgary's playing pretty good at Dallas.
Calgary's on a 1-game losing streak, and I think they're going to continue it. I think Nashville's going to win that.
Yeah, well, Dallas, I think they're going to lose that one.
I will agree with you on that one.
And then Colorado, I think.
The 2 games.
I think
they'll probably.
I think they're going to lose that one, and then I think that's it because the 17th is next Tuesday. So another 3 games for me. I'm just going to go with 3 losses. And then you're
going all 3 losses, huh?
Yeah, I just don't see this team they just don't. Their conference is shot. I don't know. They need to close on to only players only meeting, or I don't know.
They're gonna figure it out.
So Detroit's got Buffalo.
Buffalo's on a 1-game losing skid. It's at Buffalo. I think Buffalo wins it. I do. Just think the way Detroit's playing. At Philadelphia, what's Philadelphia doing this year? How they're on a 1-game losing streak.
They're actually not playing bad.
I think Detroit will beat Philly.
But they're kind of inconsistent. I mean, they're not playing bad, but they have. I just think Detroit will win that game. I picked.
They're going to lose to Buffalo. I think they'll beat Philly, and I think they're going to lose to Toronto. Toronto's in a little bit of a skid right now, but that's due to change. Obviously,
I'm going to go
one of the best teams in top 10 in the league.
I'm going to go with a win against Buffalo, win Philly, and loss against Toronto. Toronto just they're watching. I know Detroit's a lot different team than Nashville, and it is a division game, I believe. But Toronto just looks too strong, especially Matthews and Marner. It just, as much as I hate to say it, but so that should be it for the picks for this week. The 18th is next Wednesday, so we should be good.
All right, let's roll into history.
So we'll get 3 games. I mean, looking back at last season 1, and
you're so excited you're laughing before you even play it.
We had a lot of technical mishaps. Here's one here.
Hello, check. Can you hear me?
I got you now.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Check.
I hear
check.
You. I hear you.
Hello?
I have you.
Oh, my God!
I'm sitting there, I'm like, and I wasn't even screwing with you.
And we're not
early on. Like I screwed with you a lot, but that was not one of them. That was legitimately like, hey, I can hear you on the other side. Like, snap twice if you can hear me.
I thought I had it on mute. Obviously I did. I don't know what I would, unless it was when I had my headset. When I had my old headset, the headset kept cutting out. So
cut it. Play that. You got to cut that in. Do you have that?
I don't know if I have that one. Here's another.
Oh, come on, that's a classic.
Here's another mishap.
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello. I hear you. Hello, I hear you. You just muted me.
Check. Check. Test. Can you hear me?
That was Ron. I think that was one of yours. I mean, I don't know. Let's see what the next one is.
Are you talking?
Yes, I'm talking. Can you hear me? I'm talking. Can you hear me?
Oh, wait. Hold on. Okay, I can hear you. The volume was down.
So you had your volume down the whole time. But you couldn't hear me, so I was talking, and you could have heard me if you had turned your volume up.
And this is somehow when we were recording, I believe. This wasn't even during the beginning of the show, like before we started the show.
It really concerns me.
Are you there?
Yeah, I got you.
Shit.
I'm here.
Okay.
I don't know what happened there.
Oh, dear God.
What's this one here?
Okay. Yes. What the hell are you doing?
Okay, just making sure my mic still works.
I can mute your ass.
Yeah. Are we allowed to swear?
So violent. He gets so hostile.
That must have been before the show. I don't remember. Is this
All right, so are you ready? Are you there? I lost you.
We lost you a
Talking
lot
to
of
yourself.
times. I lost you a lot of times. I couldn't find the one where I went when I don't remember which show that was. Arr!
Oh,
Where are you?
Do you have the?
Oh,
Do you have the?
I
Do
don't
you
know.
have the
You
clip?
disappeared.
Do you have the clip?
No, I didn't hear it.
And then here's the last technical thing.
Yeah, it's a back-to-back. That's the second half of the back-to-back.
Go.
All right, I guess we got to start that.
No,
over.
that was a mess up.
All right, so here's
Keep
how I'm gonna
going.
finish.
I kept hitting the wrong button.
I know it. You still do it.
Not as often.
You just did it. Like legitimately, you just did it.
And how about speaking of hitting buttons?
That is my prospect watch. Are your buttons stuck over there? Because every time I talk, I've got noise going on.
That's the whole
I made
purpose.
myself laugh. Did it drown me out?
No, just trying to add.
I knew it.
I could have done this.
Oh.
I know how much you like that.
Yeah,
Going back to the last episode.
I haven't ranted about that stupid song.
Maybe I shouldn't have brought that up.
You always try to drown me out. I knew it.
Yeah, okay. How about remember the chair incident?
Oh yeah, hit it. What's that? Are you rocking in the chair?
What the hell? Oh, my freaking shoelace was untied and it got underneath the roller. All right.
What is all that noise?
Oh my god. It was just my freaking chair.
that was like
That's you tangled your neck in the chair.
no, that was my shoelace. That was a different time. I couldn't find the one with a headset. When my headset somehow, I don't know. I wish I could have found that one. When my headset, like the wires got wrapped around my, I don't know how it happened.
You're gagging and choking.
Oh, here's another one. Oh yeah, my muted one there. It seemed like I was always muted.
Well, I guess D-Law fell off the face of the earth here. I can't hear you.
Oh, I forgot I was muted.
Eternity. I'm sitting there like, hello, D-Law, anybody?
Yeah. I know you complains a lot too. Yeah, I think you still do, but here's this one.
Passes they can't connect, and it's like, you got to be kidding me. Troy Stetcher, who they end up getting for a bag. They got a bag of pucks for this guy. Do you have to beep every single time I talk? There's a noise. Every single sentence I have, there's a noise or a song. That's why I'm ranting around.
It kind of sounds like the same Detroit team. We just plug in different names. Oh, and as long as we're talking about that, how about this one?
They're 31st. They're 31st in the NHL, and Detroit's not even that bad. And I'm gonna take. You know what? I'm taking your board away from you. You just played the same sound 4 times. But anyway,
give me some more music.
Well, we did get more music or more clips. Actually, we don't play music anymore. As much as you complain, though, you do actually give Preds credit. And here's this one episode.
That's
Hey,
awesome.
you
I bet
suck.
I bet the crowd went nuts when he broke that record. You guys just have incredible fans. Like, I'm jealous some days. You don't have the banners, but you have the fans.
Well, we might have some banners.
Yeah, the made up ones.
It's not made up. They did it.
You're right. You gotta give him credit.
Oh yeah, and then you like singing too. You remember this one when you were singing? I don't know. Maybe you sung more than once.
Maybe I don't remember. Hit it.
Born and raised in South
Detroit. Oh yeah.
I cut it just as you did. I don't remember. Maybe we talked about a win. And then we had. Oh yeah, I remember when we back in season 2 when we had our debut with Brian.
Hey, welcome.
Hey, Zink, how are you?
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for the invite. Been a good season so far. Good start.
Okay, so that was his
intro.
Intro, yeah. Let's see. I think I already played that one. Oh, and then we had a listener for the longest time. If you listen to our show, yeah, Dose. So he was.
I wonder what he thinks about Boston. What's going on with Boston? I mean, they're still up there, but.
Yeah, I wish we could get him back, but I got a clip from, this was actually kind of funny, because he's a funny dude. I kind of wish he'd come back.
I'm a few beers in, so I really don't have the motivation to Google.
Nice. What kind of beer you drink? Just out of curiosity.
I'm drinking cheap shit right now, but sometimes I treat myself like a lady. No, I got some the Labatt Ice.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
going a little bit higher in alcohol there.
It's like
God.
It's like the Canadian Old Milwaukee.
Talking about beer. I don't remember. So let's see what else we got. I think I got. Oh yeah, the dog. We got. There was so many dog ones, but this is the only one I picked for the dog.
It wasn't that bad. It was the penalty was unnecessary. Gotta get that dog out of there. Just kidding. I like dogs. We'll have them in studio one of these days.
he was on there quite a bit actually.
The old flea bag.
But yeah, I there was probably a lot more little clips I probably could have took. I know that we had a couple interviews. Didn't take any. Well, actually one. Callahan. That was back in season 1 or season. Yeah, that was season 1, right? Because I think Brian was season 2. So yeah, it was like one of our first episodes, but I didn't take any clips from that, but that was a highlight actually. But I just want to end our little memory with this one. If you remember, this was season 3, was it? Was it season 3? What? Because it was one of the games I went to Nashville. I think you could probably remember what I'm going to get at. I'll give you a guess of what you think this is coming up. What clip this is going to be about? When I went to Nashville, I think it was a playoff game.
Roll it.
Remember my phone?
Fred scored third goal, so I was like celebrating the goal. And then
stand up and fist pump.
And then all of a sudden, my phone goes flat up in the air. I'm like, oh. And then I'm watching it fall down into the second level club area right behind me. And I'm like,
that was his end to the club.
Meanwhile, the horn's still going off, and we're still celebrating the goal. And I'm running down to the second level. I
can only imagine. I've seen you move because thought you were late to a game, running downstairs at the arena that we played at together. I can only imagine what you looked like running down that set of stairs. I can only imagine.
They didn't have it.
Every step.
That wasn't an escalator. This one, I had to run down the up escalator. Luckily, it wasn't very quick.
You ran down an up escalator?
It was actually pretty easy. I was surprised at how quick I did that.
It's like American Gladiator stuff.
I mean,
T-Log, go!
I was surprised at how easy that was. I mean, I was like down that faster than going off.
Folks, I haven't heard all these details. This story is just getting better and better. So right now, if you're just tuning in, the third goal is scored. Dan D-Law stands up, goes to fist pump, throws his phone down to the club level.
I didn't throw it. It flew out of my hand.
He starts running every other step up down the up escalator just to get to the bottom so he can bypass everybody else.
Well, there was nobody there because they're all in the arena watching.
Then why did you take the extra?
Because that was the only stairway closest. And luckily it wasn't, it's not a very big drop. Because
where was the down? How far away was the down?
It wasn't that long. Not as long as the main escalator going up.
I just picture 100 people taking these stairs, and you're like, "The hell with it! I'm not waiting for you. I'm gonna go up the up."
There's nobody in the hallway. They're all in the arena bowl celebrating the goal.
So you missed the goal. You had to gladiator down.
I saw the goal. I saw the goal, and I got most of the goal horn. I just didn't get the end of the chant.
Oh man!
And that was actually their last goal.
And just immediately threw it in camera.
So I get down to the second level, and I'm like, I see one of the ushers. I'm like, my phone fell down here somewhere, and of course my watch somehow tells me that I don't know how it knew. I'm trying to play a sound
like
on
you're
my watch.
Hear that at the arena.
But my phone was on mute or so I didn't hear anything. So I'm watching the rest of the second period.
And club, mind you. He gets his way into weasels his way into the club level.
It was just a seating. It wasn't the actual club. It was just seats. It was actually.
But he weasels his way into these seats. And then
I was in
the game. I was in the look for his phone.
I was in the. There wasn't much I can do. I was actually in the back of it, so I wasn't actually sitting down. I was in the back of the row, and it was only 10 rows deep in that particular section behind the net. So by the time I get down there, I look at the scoreboard and it's 4-3. I'm like, wait a minute, the Preds just scored. How did it?
Wait a second.
How did they score a goal?
So I want to put myself in the shoes of the people who had that club rented.
It wasn't a club. It was actual seating. It wasn't a club. It wasn't a suite. It was actual seating. It was just a second level seating.
Because here I am thinking there's a family and friends eating chicken pizza, drinking beers, and all of a sudden they turn around after spending all this money to get these amenities. They turn around and there's D-Law standing there just hanging out.
No, I kind of wish it was, but no, it was actually seating, just second level seating behind the, second level kind of a club seating, not suites. The suites are in the sideline.
So how did you end up finding it?
So anyway, I as I said, I get down there and it's 4-3, and then I'm trying to look around. I'm trying to make the phone play a song.
Excuse me.
And no, I
didn't. On your hands and knees bumping people.
No, I was still standing. I was standing at the back of the section. I wasn't actually in the rows, so I was in the back of the section, and I'm trying to make the phone play songs, and it's not working. And at least I didn't hear it. Maybe the guy who had it heard it. I don't know. But I look up at the scoreboard, it's 5-3. I'm like, oh, what just happened? And then there was some kind of a review. I don't know what the review was for. I totally missed that. I don't know if it was
goaltender interference.
I don't know if it was Colorado or Nashville or what the heck. They didn't play. They didn't play. They didn't play Let It Be, so couldn't have been a Predators goal. So I don't know what the heck. I still don't know what that review is about. So anyway, second period gets over, and guy walks up to hands a phone to the usher. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, that's my phone. He says, oh, it fell on my seat. I'm like,
it fell onto a seat.
Yeah, from like 15 feet up in the air.
You could have knocked him unconscious. Could you imagine if it hit him square in the head? You could have killed somebody.
I thought it landed in the aisle because I was watching it fall, but I didn't actually see it fall because by that time I was running down the escalator or running down the up escalator. But so oh my God. So
unbelievable.
So I get my phone back. I'm looking at it. I was like, there's no scratch or anything. I mean, it looked just like it was when I dropped it. And I'm like,
it's because it's a flip phone.
It's not a flip phone. It's an iPhone.
Oh. Think about that now. How many people can say that happened to them ever?
My phone
God's green earth can possibly say that happened to them. Like you are like 1 in a billion.
I can't believe that. I don't know. I still don't know. I mean, like, because I don't know. It must have flew out of my hand somehow. I don't. Oh man, we were talking about that for probably 10 minutes, I think, or 15 minutes or whatever. But it's like, oh God.
Incredible.
I don't even have that phone anymore. I don't even remember which one it was. Okay, so that's that wraps up the clips. 100 episodes. Most of them were season 1. The first, what a heck of a first season 1 we had when it first started, playing music, and we used to record on Friday nights. I think that's when Dose came in. Maybe that's why he isn't anymore. But
could be.
And then season 2 we tried that with the another guest. It worked out pretty good, but then we kind of went back to our old roots, and now for the next 100. Hopefully it won't take as long. But that about wraps up this show. Unless
it's fun going down memory lane.
Got anything more? Probably could have got a few more clips, but it took me a while just to get those clips. Had to go through all the episodes, and I wish I could have found that one, my headset one.
We'll have to if you dig it up, we'll have to give somebody a treat.
I just gotta remember which episode it was. But that's all I got for this week. Let's see next week. Has hopefully some good news on the Predators front. Maybe the Wings too. But our social media, PredWings Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, X, and YouTube. We're at PredWings Pod. And don't forget to listen and follow us on Podbean. And if you do that, you'll get a notification when we go live every week. And our email is PredWingsPodcast@gmail.com. So once again, thanks for tuning in to the PredWings Podcast.
Good night, Hockey Town.
See ya, Smashville.